You may have heard it said before, not all who wander are lost. What you may not know is that line is from a poem Tolkien wrote in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. If you've read or seen The Fellowship of the Ring, you will remember that a big part of that storyline involves people from vastly different cultures joining together to accomplish a daunting goal that requires them to work with others and traverse many miles across strange and wonderful lands. One of my favorite scenes in the entire trilogy is near the beginning of that epic saga. The journey begins with 4 hobbits leaving their home. Hobbits are beings who are known for their appreciation of stability and the comfort of home. As they leave the Shire, one of the hobbits has a bit of an exit into Mount Doom. We're in a similar situation in our global environment. Because of the technology, social media, the ease of travel, affordable shipping, and international trade agreements, we live in a global situation. It is no longer probable that one can stay in our own Shire. It's very likely, if not certain, that you will live or work with someone from a different culture than your own. Further, we have the responsibility to understand other cultures so long as conflicts in the Middle East affect oil prices in the United States, or population growth in China increases demand for coal-based electricity, which sends smogs into the air. Or if you suffer from a case of wanderlust and you have the desire to see other beauty beyond what you can see from your front door. As the globe figuratively began shrinking in the 1980s, Geert Hofstede released Culture's Consequences, founding the concept of comparative intercultural research. He was the first to create an objective model to understand the dimensions of national culture. His work has created a paradigm for us to understand elements of cross-cultural communication and cooperation. Hofstede defines national culture in 6 different dimensions: power distance, individualism, masculinity, uncertainty avoidance, long-term orientation, and indulgence. Power distance is about how people consider inequalities among people. If a country has high power distance, they appreciate a sense of hierarchy. Low power distance means that people expect power to be more equally distributed. For example, a traditional monarchy would be considered high power distance. Mexico and China are among the nations with the highest power distance score, while Denmark, Israel, and Austria are the lowest. Individualism might be characterized by those whose priorities are to take care of themselves and their immediate families. A low individualism score would be called collectivism and represents a preference for tightly knit social groups that extend to much farther beyond the immediate family, to other relatives and to those who live in the same community, organization, or other social groups. The United States has the highest score on the individualism scale, while countries like Guatemala, South Korea, and Pakistan are among the most collectivist. Masculinity can be tricky to understand because of the title. A high score represents a culture who prioritizes competition, heroism, assertiveness, and tangible rewards. The opposite side of this spectrum values cooperation, modesty, caring for the weak, and improving the quality of life. Japan has the highest score while Sweden has the lowest. For example, Japan is an industrious country known for working diligent, long hours. Sweden offers, by law, 480 days of paid parental leave per child. Sweden also gives 1% of its GDP to foreign aid, a higher percentage by GDP than any other country. Uncertainty avoidance measures how a country handles the unknown or the future. If a country tries to control the future, then it would score highly, or if it accepts the future and lets it happen, then they score low on this dimension. Cultures that score highly on this dimension also value orthodox behavior. Low uncertainty avoidance would be indicated by valuing the pragmatic over principle. Greece and Japan are among the highest, while Jamaica and Singapore are the lowest. Long-term orientation is about how a country approaches the balance of staying grounded in its history while evolving into the future. Long-term oriented cultures appreciate time-honored traditions and norms and are suspicious of change. Short-term oriented cultures embrace the evolution with expediency through modernization and education. China is the country with the most long-term orientation, while some African countries like Ghana, Nigeria, and Sierra Leone are among the most short-term oriented. Indulgence is the newest dimension in the Hofstede research. It measures the degree to which a culture values gratification and the expectation of freely enjoying life. Indulgent cultures prioritize freedom of speech and personal control, while cultures of restraint accept a sense of helplessness about one's destiny. Countries with high indulgence, like the United States, might experience this by having customer service agents who are expected to be all smiles and friendly, while a country like Russia would consider this awkward or inappropriate. As you can imagine, these elements of culture represent a fundamental difference in the way people experience life. These dimensions illustrate the symbols that hold meaning, the heroes we idolize, the rituals we practice to tell our stories. All of these shed light on our core values as a particular group of people. My challenge to you is to explore the scores of various nations. Simply Google Hofstede and the name of any country. The first result will likely take you to the Hofstede official website. While there, you can compare one culture to another. Scroll down to read more information about that specific country and its cultural dimensions.